Hello and welcome to this edition of It's Happening in Dublin. I'm Joe Fox. Well, coming up in May, as they do every year, the Dublin Chamber of Commerce will hold the Taste of Dublin, an exciting event that showcases many of Dublin's eateries. On Tuesday, May 15th, the Dublin community will come together to take part in the Taste of Dublin, an annual event put on by the Chamber of Commerce. This year's event will be held at the Cassidy Turley Atrium 2 building off Rings Road, and feature food from more than 24 local eateries, including items from both the Rusty Bucket Tavern and Mezzo.
The Rusty Bucket is a fun, fast, friendly environment for families with kids. We've also got a very nice bar here. It brings out everyone. It's a tavern-style restaurant, but there's items on it that come from all different styles of food. There's Asian influenced food such as our pork pot stickers, but then of course there's bar tavern food like our wings and our burgers and our deep fried pickles. It's all very, very good.
Basically, we're kind of a newer, new age Italian. You know, we try to definitely focus on authenticity and great food. And when you think about Italian, it's kind of simplicity. You know, and we try to get the best ingredients in the restaurant to, you know, make great food for people to come in. We're actually really excited to be involved this year. It's great exposure for the restaurant, and it's a good way to, you know, put a face to the food and a face to the organization. Also, you know, with it being warm weather, we're going to feature a nice crostini. It's going to be very refreshing with a fresh Mott's pinwheel. Basically, we take the mozzarella curd and we roll it out, and we rub it with our house-made pesto, and then roll it up and make a pinwheel out of it. And then we've garnished it with a roasted pepper salad. It has a little bit of white balsamic vinegar, some fresh herbs, and some extra virgin olive oil. And finish it with some sea salt and some organic microgreens.
This year's event will also feature food items from longtime participants J. Lou Restaurant and Bar and the Sisters Sweet Shop, both of which will be serving some local favorites.
We have Asian food, we have Italian food, we've got American food. So generally everybody can find something that they really like. I think it's a good thing to be involved in the community, especially when you're talking about restaurants. Often people think about downtown when they think of high quality restaurants, when we've got a lot of really good local gyms here in Dublin. And the reason we participate is just to let people know what we have, what we offer. Sometimes it can be confusing, but just to give them a taste of what we actually have, I think is always important.
We have all kinds of goodies. We do our own chocolate dipping, so we have lots of different chocolate covered pretzels and Oreos and fruits and things, especially strawberries. We have our Buckeye Crunch, which is very popular. And we of course have our cream of peanut butter and our nut butters. And we do fresh cookies. We have loved being part of Taste of Dublin. It's a lot of fun. We love going around seeing all the different restaurants and all the food that they have there. So we love to do the tasting as well. I think we've been doing it for, I don't know, 5 or 6 years. We've had a lot of people come in our shop because of the Taste of Dublin, which has been fun. We've met a lot of new friends, new customers. Last year we started sampling our cookies at the Taste of Dublin, and that was very popular. So we brought a lot of trays of cookies, so we'll have those.
Those behind the Taste of Dublin expect more than 1,300 residents and business professionals to attend this year's event, and the businesses involved are excited to show the people of Dublin all they have to offer and hopefully gain some new customers along the way.
Most people can't believe the volume of food at the Taste of Dublin. They love it. They can't even eat it all. After an hour into the Taste of Dublin, people are walking around and we're like, take more cookies, and they're like, I'm full, I'm stuffed. They love being able to taste things from all the different restaurants and different stores in Dublin. It's such a fun event, and people are meeting friends and neighbors, everybody's there. So it's just the premier event of Dublin, and it's a lot of fun.
If you would like to purchase tickets for this year's Taste of Dublin event, you can do so by logging on to dublinchamber.org/tasteofdublin. Tickets are only $20 for chamber members and $30 for non-members if you purchase them before May 4th. Recently, the Dublin Convention and Visitors Bureau unveiled its new and improved Visitors Center. Take a look. For years, the men and women of the Dublin Convention and Visitors Bureau have been doing their part to bring guests to the city in order to enjoy all Dublin has to offer. Recently, in an effort to make guest visits a little more convenient, the Bureau unveiled its new and improved Visitors Center in historic Dublin.
Well, we were so excited to get the opportunity to remodel the Visitor Center. Our board of directors, it had been about 10 years since we'd done anything new and improved down here. And really, times have changed. People, instead of wanting to see a live person at Visitor Center, we really have two types of visitors coming in. We have the ones who like to use a touch screen. They have their phone. You know, they're a very tech-savvy type of person. Then we have another type of visitor who wants to look at a map on a wall, who wants to put a pin in a map and sign into the guest book and tell us where they're from. So we need to appeal to both types of visitors, and we do have a lot of residents come and use the Visitor Center as well.
The new Visitors Center has a wide variety of features that will aid guests during their visits to the city, including literature from Dublin itself, as well as area businesses and attractions, and a touchscreen television that allows guests to learn more about the city.
The touchscreen is great because it shows a slideshow of some of our most famous images of Dublin. So it's an immediate way when people walk in the door to see all that Dublin has to offer. But then as soon as they touch it, it goes to the Irish is an Attitude website, which is our website here at the Bureau. They can see a calendar of events happening this week. They can also look at all our restaurants, look at the menus. They can go right to the restaurant site and look at their menu. They can see all our hotels and what they have to offer. It's just really a great resource.
In addition, the Visitors Center boasts 2 maps that allow guests to share where they have traveled from by simply marking it with a pin.
We realize we are a world-class destination here in Dublin. And so we added a world map so people can do that as well as the United States. And people just put a pin where they're from, and it's just a neat snapshot of where our visitors are coming from.
The newly remodeled Dublin Visitors Center is open daily to the public. If you would like to learn more about the center or the Bureau itself, log on to its website or simply stop by and see for yourself.
Well, we hope when people walk in, they're going to hear the Irish music playing, so it immediately sets a tone that, hey, this is a fun place to be. We have Irish proverbs on the wall. We have a welcome letter from Jack Nicklaus, which was a fantastic thing. Rich and Sim Dance Academy loaned us one of their dresses, so they can see that the Irish Festival, the Memorial Tournament, our big events are really important here to us in Dublin. But we're also very proud of our history. The Historical Society gave us a couple pictures. We have a walking tour of the Historic District. Just all kinds of, we want them to immediately see what is all the stuff, fabulous stuff there is to do in Dublin.
And now here's the latest Dublin, Ohio places to go. Ask any Dublin resident and they will tell you that when it comes to art, the city is second to none. That is thanks in large part to the Dublin Arts Council, which has been bringing interesting works to the city for years. The council is also responsible for the Dublin Arts Center, a facility within the city where art is made as well as featured.
Well, the building was built in 1941 and it was acquired by the city in 2000. It was totally renovated so that we could use it as a gallery space and for classes.
Throughout the year, the Arts Center is home to 8 or more exhibits from all over the world that inspire, entertain, and invoke contemplation. Every exhibit is open to the public and residents are encouraged to visit during the facility's hours of operation.
Well, there are 8 to 10 exhibitions in the gallery. Sometimes it's just in a smaller space. Other times it extends throughout the building. It's a public space and we're open from 10 to 7 on Tuesdays, and then the rest of the week we're open from 10 to 5. So people can walk in at any time. Exhibitions are open. They can check the website if they want more information, and it's always open and available to the public. Our grounds are also utilized. We have people who come out and paint on the property, come out for a picnic or enjoy one of the river boxes.
In addition to exhibits, the center also has a gift shop where guests are able to purchase unique gifts for family and friends.
Well, the gift shop has extremely unique gifts from a lot of artists, a lot of local artists. It's a well-traveled space. We have people come in from out of the country and also within the Central Ohio area to just get some really unique pieces of art. We also have a Celtic Corner, which we established a couple of years ago, which is really nice for the Dublin theme. It helps to drive traffic for the Irish Festival, so it's a good sort of section of the gallery.
For more information on the Dublin Arts Council and the Dublin Arts Center, log on to dublinarts.org.
Well, I think besides the exhibitions and just sort of this beautiful house which you can tour, we have a self-guided tour, I think the grounds are really inspiring. It's a whole aesthetic experience itself, and it's difficult to have a Riverview property that's open to the public and accessible.
For those of you out there who love to visit the Dublin Community Recreation Center but aren't sure what to do with your children, the Wee Folk Room is for you. Here's more. Daily, the residents of Dublin head over to the Dublin Community Recreation Center to work out, take part in classes, and do their part to achieve fitness. A lot of guests who frequent the facility are parents who, thanks to a special area in the center known as the Wee Folk Room, are able to get their workouts in without having to worry about their children.
Well, the idea behind the Wee Folk Room is an opportunity for parents to go utilize the facility here. That could be anything from taking a class, working out. It could just be taking some relaxed time and having some Subway, maybe going on the computer. So it's an opportunity for them to know their kids are in a safe environment, and it's also a place for the kids to have fun as well. So kids want to come in here, and it's a service for the parents as well.
It's perfect. It's a community for them because they know the kids that are here, and the rec center is a community for me because I get to see my friends here and work out and have social time myself.
While in the Wee Folk Room, kids of all ages are able to participate in a variety of activities, including reading, arts and crafts, watching movies, and playing video games, as well as playing with the area's impressive collection of toys.
Well, we knew that there was going to be a wide range of ages that were going to be utilizing our facility. So we didn't want to just make one big room where kids all kind of interacted with each other. We wanted to have the younger kids have their own area with toys and activities that were suitable for that age. Then we also wanted the toddlers to be able to explore, walk around, and then we wanted the kids who were over the age of 3, all preschoolers, to be able to color, art projects, go on the computer. And then we also knew that the older kids during summer would be coming in, so we have video games, we have movies, we have different places for them to play that they wouldn't be interrupted by, a toddler coming in trying to grab their toys from them. So lots of unique areas for all the different ages that we have.
The cost of utilizing the Wee Folk Room is relatively cheap, especially for Dublin residents. The area is open 6 days a week and only employs highly qualified staff members. Residents are extremely thankful to have this as a service within the Recreation Center and applaud the city for providing it for them.
I have utilized the Wee Folk Room for both my kids since they could get in here, and they love it. They love it because most of the time they see their friends here. They know kind of the routine and who comes on Tuesdays, who comes on Thursdays, who's here on Saturdays. And so it's a great play date for them, and I get to work out, which is fabulous.
We have 2 different types of pricing. We have, for people who just use it sporadically, we have $3 per hour for the first hour and then 75 cents after that up until the 2 hours. Then we also have an extra added value for city residents, and that's $20 unlimited. They can use it as much as they want for the whole month, and that's per child. But it's a great value, especially if you're coming in for more than 6 hours for the month. So it's a great opportunity for residents, city residents. And this is a chance for them to come right to our facility, drop their children off, know they're having a great time, and then go do anything they want in the facility. It's also a great chance for us to showcase some of our staff. Our staff are all very enthusiastic. They love working with kids. That's one of the main things that we look for. They love being here.
For more information on the Wee Folk Room, log on to dublinohiousa.gov/recreation. Well, Dublin is known for the many, many volunteers that give their time to the city. And here's a story now about one such volunteer. It is a well-known fact that volunteers are a big part of what makes Dublin the community it is today. In fact, it seems that no matter where you go in the city, you just might come across a volunteer doing his or her part to help Dublin run smoothly from day to day. Raghu Desai is a student at Dublin Kaufman High School who for the past few years has been spending his time working with the Geographic Information Services Department as a volunteer.
I moved to Dublin when I was 9, and when I was 12 years old, I actually wanted to start volunteering. I think it was just more the fact of giving back. Dublin has given like my family and everyone so much that I just had that motivation to give back. So I actually came here. I had an interview. That's kind of how I got placed with GIS.
The GIS department is responsible for collecting, maintaining, and making available all relevant spatial data within the city. And during his time within the department, Raghu has been involved in some really exciting projects, including those dealing with the city's tree population, as well as trash collection within Dublin's parks.
And those guys down there, they're the greatest. You know, it's probably not easy having a 12-year-old coming into your professional office space, but they made me feel more than at home, and they showed me how to use a bunch of different programs like ArcGIS and different mapping programs, and actually got to do a lot of cool projects that actually help city infrastructure.
Next year, Raghu Desai will attend The Ohio State University, where he hopes to study marketing and one day become a doctor. He is thankful for his time working within the city and admits that he will use the skills he learned here during his college career and beyond.
You know, I got to learn about so many different programs that not even college graduates know how to use. And at that age, the fact that I had the opportunity to learn about all these different programs and learn so much about computers and you know, just GIS programs in general, it motivated me to do more, and it kind of gave me a solid background on what I wanted to do when I was older, especially at a young age. A lot of people don't have a clue what they want to do, but you know, I've been singing the same thing for the past 6 or 8 years. The biggest reason I volunteer is, you know, growing up in Dublin, you get a lot more than you could ever ask for, or to some other kids in different areas, your life could be considered luxury, way more than luxury. And that kind of made me realize that, you know, everything that my parents have given me, everything that the school system and the city has given me in general, it's way more than I would ever have needed. And, you know, that just made me want to give back, try to do what I can to help the city of Dublin and help those in it. I definitely think people should volunteer for that same reason.
Well, as you can see, we are coming to you today from Avery Park, and the city of Dublin is known for having many great parks. And we're going to give you a tour of one of those right now with Director of Parks and Open Space, Fred Hahn.
Hi, I'm Fred Hahn. I'm the Director of Parks and Open Space with the City of Dublin, and today we're going to take a tour of the Indian Runs Falls Park here in Dublin. It's located off Sean Falls Drive. One stop before we go back to visit the falls in the park, and that's in the parking lot itself. This parking lot is made of a pervious concrete, and the idea of this concrete is that instead of the rainwater sheeting off and taking the contaminants into the lawn and down into eventually into the groundwater supply, that the rainwater actually percolates through the concrete, and the concrete acts as a filter itself, trapping some of the contaminants, and that will eventually break down. So from an environmental point of view, this is a very green product, and more than likely you'll be seeing more pervious concrete parking lots in the city of Dublin in the future. We're on our way back to the falls now. This whole path system is mainly constructed of compacted gravel, plenty of room to maneuver as you get through here, and there are nice vantage points along the way to take in whether it's the streams, the ravines, or the woodland area itself. As we're getting closer to the falls, you can hear them before you can see them. There's actually 2 sets of falls here, and the pedestrian bridge is located above the first set of falls. It's not today. The water level's great for viewing. It's a nice cascade. Also in this area here, this is one of your opportunity to actually go down to the water level and be able to actually touch the water at the bridge location. As you get deeper into the park, those opportunities go away. The bridge itself was a one-piece bridge, pre-assembled and dropped in place with a crane. A lot of care was taken to avoid any negative impact on the surrounding trees, so it's tucked in here quite nicely. It does give you a nice viewpoint of the South Fork Indian Run. Later on the tour, we'll get to the confluence of the North and South Forks of the Indian Run, which forms the main Indian Run. The park itself was made possible by really a partnership between Washington Township, Dublin City Schools, and the City of Dublin. This park, it's important for the visitor to stay on the path. There are inherent dangers in this park. There's sheer rock cliffs and loose rocks. There's also sensitive plant communities, so the best way to protect yourself and the plant communities is just take advantage of the path and stay on it. It's about a half-a-mile walk from the parking lot to where it ends at Dublin Veterans Park. As many residents know, this is one of a number of great Dublin parks, and look forward to taking you on tours of other parks in the future.
And now here's a story about the Dublin School Business Council, a local organization that is helping disabled youth find jobs. In early 2009, the Dublin School Business Council was formed with one major goal in mind: to increase community employment and opportunities for students with disabilities as they enter the adult world. And today, many of Dublin's disabled youths are either training for or have found jobs within the community.
As a transition coordinator for Dublin City Schools, our goal is to employ students with disabilities. That is the ultimate goal. And so through partnerships with businesses and the supports of school personnel and families and businesses, it's a true collaboration for that outcome to happen. Dublin has been gracious in that we have what we call non-paid internships. It is as though my classroom is in the community. And that is where we train students. But the ultimate goal after that is for that community employment piece, because families are wanting to stay in the city of Dublin and they want their students to be employed here.
Daniel Walker and Jacob Reeser are two Dublin City School students with disabilities that are currently training for employment once they transition into the adult world. Daniel currently works at Donato's Pizza in historic Dublin. A few days a week, Dan is on hand at Donato's, during which time he can be found prepping pizza boxes, cleaning, and getting the shop ready for another busy day.
I don't look at Daniel as anything else but an associate. I mean, we treat him no differently. We give him goals and expectations. Everybody really gets along with Dan really well. And like I said, we all treat him like part of the team because he is.
It's given Dan opportunities that we really didn't think were there for him. They've reached out, and Mitch here has been fabulous, taken Dan on and, showed him that he can do things that a lot of people wouldn't think he could. So we're real grateful.
I learned to make hand-tossed pizza. I like the folding boxes. I like to work with Mitch and Ariel.
Jacob Reeser spends his time working at La Chatelaine French Bakery and Bistro, where he helps out with a variety of tasks, including prepping food items, assembling to-go boxes, bussing tables, and cleaning. All who work with Jacob consider him one of the team and love his dedication as well as his work ethic.
He helps out during the day, 9 to 11 in the morning, and he has specific tasks that he has to go through in the morning. He does certain things between 9 and 10, and then he does other things between 10 and 11, as folding boxes, wiping down tables, refilling salt and pepper shakers, making the jelly, making the ketchup containers. I mean, Jacob is a really good guy. Everybody gets along real well with him, so. But it's a good benefit to have because it brings people closer. So it's a very good way for him to have opened up to the other staff members, and the other staff members, on the other hand, enjoy him, enjoy his company.
I like my job because it is a paid job, and I like to work on weekends. And I like to clean the tables, and I like to bus tables, and I really like to eat here, and I like to put labels on boxes.
Thanks to businesses within the community like Donato's and La Chatelaine, students like Daniel and Jacob are getting the skills and training they need to hold jobs once they are done with school. All involved with the Dublin School Business Council hope that more businesses will get involved with their cause and help more disabled youths gain meaningful employment in the future.
I think, always keep an open mind, because there are a lot of jobs out there that a lot of other people may not think are really that important or mean anything, but with somebody like Dan folding boxes, to him, it's something not only that he does well and he enjoys, but he really wants to do it, and other people might not want to do it. And there's a lot of other things out there that these kids and these young adults and people can do well if they're just given the opportunity.
Well, that's going to do it for this edition of It's Happening in Dublin. As always, we appreciate you watching, and remember you can go to our website at dublinohiousa.gov to view this episode of It's Happening in Dublin, as well as all other DTV content. And also remember, for the latest news and information on the City of Dublin, you can go to our website and click on eNews Dublin. We'll see you next time.